Hi, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica. We are on day number 8 of our 2026 Clean With Me series. So we're almost done with this series. We only have 2 days left, and the last day is a really fun day, so I hope you're going to stick around for that. If you've missed any previous days, I do have a playlist here on YouTube where you can go and watch all of the previous videos. And as mentioned before, I do have a free PDF download that is linked right below this video for you. It's basically just a 10-day checklist, so you can follow along as I'm cleaning out my sewing space, check things off as you go, and it's a great motivational tool. So we are on day number 8, and day number 8 we're going to be going through all of our batting and interfacing. So if you're a quilter or a clothing sewer, you probably have a lot of this laying around. The scraps are great for smaller things like little zipper totes or little mini quilts, coasters, small bags, things like that. So I do like to keep my scraps, but I also do go through them regularly and clean them out for things that just aren't usable and taking up space. I tend to keep things that are anywhere from about this wide of a strip. If it gets too small, the chances of me finding a small little strip in my batting storage are pretty slim. I will usually get rid of those, but it depends really on what you're making. But I do suggest you just go through all of your batting, go through all of your interfacing, and just organize it by what you want to keep and what you're ready to let go of. For storing my batting, I actually store them in these black bins down here in my IKEA unit, and I just fold them nicely so they're not all crumpled up in there. I fold them nicely and then they're just layered on top of each other, and I tend to try and keep the bigger ones on the bottom and the smaller ones on the top. You could also turn those sideways so it's easier to kind of get to, but for me I just layer them on top. And the other thing you may need to do is sort your batting by type. So if you have cotton batting or poly batting, I would probably keep those things separate so that you can grab what you need when you need it. The other thing you can do with your batting after you're done with a project is cut them into square but usable sizes, so you're getting rid of any wavy edges. That way when you go to grab them out, they're a little bit more easy to see what you have. And I have seen people take smaller squares and then sew those all together using a zigzag stitch to create a larger piece of batting that you can use for like a mini quilt or maybe a pillow or something like that. So just keep that in mind when you're keeping your scraps. I think they call it Franken-batting because you're just sewing together a bunch of random sizes of batting, but you're turning them into something that's usable. The other tip I have if you are going to do that is make sure that your batting is going the same way. So batting does have a right and wrong side. The top side is super nice and smooth. The bottom side will feel bumpy, and it's because they pre-poke that batting so that it makes it easier for your needle to go in and out of. And so all of the back side will have those bumps on them. So if you're going to sew together Franken-batting, I do recommend that you keep all of your batting pieces going the right direction. That way when you put them all together in your project, they'll actually just lay it a little bit flatter. If you have them all different directions, your batting can get really wavy, and it can make it just kind of a challenge when you're quilting your piece. But that's just a little tip I have for you on batting. For the interfacing, I will either keep it in the package it came in so that I know what it is, or I'll roll it up like a tube, tie it with either a piece of fabric or rubber band, and then I store those tubes in like a little basket that I have. And it's a really easy way to just grab out a tube, use what you have, put it back in there. You could also, like I said, just keep it in the package that it came in so you know what it is, and then just either put them all in like a tote bin or some kind of bin so you know they're all in one place. I think my overall tip for this clean out series is to keep like things together. That way if you need something, you know where it's located, and it's not like, oh my gosh, rummaging around a whole room trying to find where you put it last time you used it. That can be really overwhelming and intimidating, and so keeping things together at least gives you a starting point on where to go to find them. So today should actually be a pretty easy day. Just go through all that extra batting and interfacing that you've been keeping around, figure out what you want to keep, and then anything you don't want to keep, either donate or toss if it's unusable. I hope you're enjoying our Clean With Me series here on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any upcoming fun, and I will meet you back here tomorrow for day number 9. So we've done most of the hard work. Today is going to be a pretty easy, is it? Batting interfacing. So we are on date, what is it called? Pre-poke. And it's because they pre-poke, or because they, I don't know what it's called.